Okay, the term torture porn gets thrown around a lot in movies recently. Especially for the Saw movies where there really isn't any form of nudity. But when I think of a movie that actually really epitomizes torture porn beyond the Hostel movies, would probably be Captivity. If you want to see a movie that pretty much all it is scenes of bizarre brutality mixed in with scenes of sex. There's really no nudity, but having never been a big fan of Alicia Cuthbert, I really kind of thought this movie was just messed up. Essentially, she's a model, actress, celebutante, whatever the current term is for somebody who's pretty and people take photos of them. She gets captured and goes through different amounts of torture. Some being like having her, like her nose pinned shut and a hose stuck down her throat, and then essentially blended body parts poured into a funnel, and she's kind of forced to drink them. And after she's captured and goes through these sorts of bizarre things, there's a guy with her too. And the guy occasionally is subjected to some of the bizarre and weird, inane sorts of torture. And she begins to develop a relationship with him. So essentially it's weird, bizarre scene of, her in a room and there being blinding lights, or her being mock buried alive in sand, or teeth being pulled out. This movie is super, super thin on plot, and all it is, it's just torture sequences. And then her having some bizarre love relationship with the other captive. Yeah, the big twist in this movie, the captive is also one of the people who kidnapped her. The other captive? It's the person who helped kidnap her, and is in on the whole thing. So beyond, the innovative ways of torturing somebody, there's really nothing else going on in this movie. If you like seeing Alicia Cuthbert, it's fun to just watch her go through these bizarre, inane sorts of random acts of torture. Beyond that, there's really nothing else in this movie. From the opening sequence where a guy's more or less had a liquid poured into him that makes his face essentially kind of bleed, and then he crushes his skull with a hammer, you kind of know exactly what you're in for with this movie. You're in for just bizarre scenes of pointless torture followed by bizarre scenes of, badly done, almost like mainstream TV sort of sex scenes. I never quite understood why it's like, I'm gonna tear out your teeth. No, tear out mine instead. Oh, your teeth torn out for me. I think I'm falling for you. Yes, I have my teeth put up. So that way he didn't do it to you. Now you know we got cameras everywhere. Wouldn't you like to have sex with me? At least Hostel attempted for a plot. People going to an Eastern European country in search of fun, drugs, sex, and then they get butchered. This one is just, I captured the pretty girl who would never pay attention to me, and I'm going to make her love me by putting her through this really bizarre set of challenges to make her realize that all she really wanted was a great guy like me. Lame. I saw this movie in theaters. I ended up watching it again, trying to go, is there any redeeming quality to this? Or is this, violence for the sake of violence? At least when I saw movies like Salo, Human Centipede, Men Behind the Sun. They try to put some context, and it's like, the doctor's crazy and he's trying to find out some bizarre thing because he doesn't want people to have wastes. We're Italian fascists. We're trying to do bizarre things to win World War II. This guy, I think you're hot. I want you to love me. So I kidnapped you and set a bunch of bizarre tortures. So that way you would grow to love me. weird.